Hello, this is Mr. Collier, and today we're going to try to make this design by tessellation. This design is taken from a mosque in Iran, so it's a relevant tessellation to Islamic art. As you can see, these are 8-pointed stars. Looks like two squares overlapping each other, so that's exactly how we're going to do it. And then we're going to tessellate it again and again and again, and in the middle you're automatically going to get this cross thing here. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to start with one of the hexagons and then make the other three hexagons, and then maybe color it. Okay, so let's start off with the first hexagon. So what we're going to do is maybe start off in the corner, and I don't know, maybe 3 centimeters is a good distance. I like 3 centimeters, but sometimes I go off the page with that. Let's try 3 centimeters because I'm only going to make 4. So I always start off by making a dot where my center of my circle is, or I might forget where the center is later on. So I'm going to start off at the center, make a 3 centimeter radius circle, and then we're going to make octagon, or 2 squares to make like an octagon, or an 8-pointed star, which comes from an octagon. Okay, so I don't use the radius to make my marks like you do for a hexagon. That would make a hexagon. To make a octagon or an 8-pointed star or anything with 8 points, we're going to have to make a diameter, and then we'll bisect the diameter so we have right angles. So we'll do like a perpendicular bisector. So I open up more than the radius. Doesn't matter how much more than the radius. But I like to use a big distance so my marks are outside the circle. I can erase easily later. So I'm going to do that. There we go. I've got my mark up there, my intersection mark, and that should make a perpendicular bisector. I don't need to draw the line up here. I just need the line inside the circle. And there it is. That's the perpendicular bisector. That's perpendicular. And now if we connect those points, we'll get a square. Okay, but we need 8 points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bisect this angle and this angle, and we'll have 8 equidistant points around the circle. Okay, so I guess I could use the same distance, but I go off the page. So just using a little bit more than a radius, I'm going to bisect these angles. Okay, actually I only need to do that once, because then I could have drawn it right through, but that's okay. So I can draw this right through here, and here I bisect that angle, and I'm going to bisect the other ones here by using that same distance I had before, slightly more than the radius. Okay, that's the intersection up there. Let me make that clear. Okay, and that's all I need. Okay, and then I'm going to draw like that. There we go. So I've got 8 points or equidistance around there. That would make an octagon if I wanted to connect all those sides, but I don't want to connect the sides here and make an octagon. I want 2 squares, which makes a 8-pointed star. So I'm going to make these 2 squares here. So there's 1 square, and when I make another square, okay, so I've got those 2 overlapping squares, and it makes an 8-pointed star. And I can even erase some of these markings now. And there's my 8-pointed star. Just now you can keep the circular bits if you want to. Maybe you can color those in and make a special pattern, but we're going to erase those for this pattern, this tessellation. Okay, now the trick is to get another 8-pointed star above this 8-pointed star. Okay, so what we're going to do is, and I've done this before and this happens a lot, we're going to have to do this over and over again. We're going to have to find the center of that new 8-pointed star, so I'm going to measure the same radius that I used before, same radius, and I'm gonna, actually I can't do that. Okay, just a second. Let me actually extend the line first. That'll be probably the easiest way. Extend this line. This line is gonna go straight through that hexagon as well. So I got my radius measured out of my original circle, and then I can find the center up here by making an arc that should be the same distance. That's what the compass is for, measuring the same distance. And that's going to be the center of my new circle. Okay, so I'm going to make this circle here. And while I'm at it, I might as well make the same circle over to the right here, because I'm going to have to do that eventually anyway. Okay, so I will make a circle. Okay, now I've got 3 circles there, 2 more circles. And do I need to do all that perpendicular bisector stuff again? I don't think so. Let me see what I can do. I can extend these lines, and I've got those points there. Now notice my pencil is getting a bit blunt, so I'm going to sharpen it midway through. You should always be sharpening your pencils, because you want as sharp as possible to make it more accurate. If you make inaccuracies, they get bigger and bigger as you make the construction. So now I've got my other 2 points here. Let's see what else I can do here. Now I can actually make that square. Okay, I'm going to make that square. Okay. Doesn't look much like a square. Maybe I made a couple mistakes at the beginning, but that's all right. That happens. All right, I'm going to connect this line and this line. And that should be enough to make my 8-pointed star. Okay. That's my 8-pointed star. I can erase the circular bits. Okay. There it is, my 8-pointed star. And I can do the same thing down here. Let me see, I can draw the lines possible. Extend that line. Let's extend this one. Let's extend this one. And also these lines. Okay. Hopefully you get a nice square here. Okay. Alrighty. And now we just have the one 8-pointed star above there, so I've still got my radius, so I can make a mark here. And actually I can make a mark here and see where the radius should be, or the center of the circle should be. So I'm going to use my compass right there and draw a circle, and I should be able to extend lines again and make my 8-pointed star. Okay, so that's one square, and then I can make another one by connecting these here. No, that's not correct. Up here. Okay, so then I can actually, I don't need that center anymore. Okay, I can erase the circular bit. So now I've got these four 8-pointed stars, and in the middle, if you color it, you can see that that cross shape in the middle. Okay, I'm just going to do this very roughly. Okay, so that's the cross shape in the middle. Now if you look at the original design here, where is that? Right there. There's actually an 8-pointed star within an 8-pointed star, so that's, you don't need to do that if you want to. You can just color it all one color, or if you want to do something like that, let me show you how to do that. Okay, or you can stop the video now and just color it the way you want to. But if you want that, you can connect these lines inside this original. Okay, and then you'll get another octagon on the inside, or another 8-pointed star on the inside. Okay, and then I connect here, here. You can see that there's also 2 squares on the inside here. Okay, now it's a bit tough to see with all the lines, but if you color now, just on the outside, be very careful not to make a mistake, or you can't erase the coloring. So, oops, I did make a little bit of a mistake. Okay, I go this way, like that, always staying on the outside part. Okay, don't extend there, just keep going on the outside. So there you go, there's your outer 8-pointed star. Then you can color in the inside. Let me do green. I don't know if this is artistic at all, but this is how you do it. And maybe you can even make some more square, make another 8-pointed star in the middle, and keep going with some more 8-pointed stars. That would look pretty cool. Okay, so there you go. You can make it bigger by making more hexagons here. You can do 9 by 9 or 4 by 4 or 3 by 3 or 4 by 4. Make it bigger and bigger, do different colors, do some different things with it. But that's how you make that design.